Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana Inganga and I'm a HR professional, and today on our HR Tuesdays we are going to focus on a very interesting topic. And me today, I'm also with the coach. The last time she was here, she had actually written a book on self-awareness, and out of that we've really gotten very good feedback. We've gotten a lot of stories out of it through the workplace, and also just individuals wanting to better themselves, and which is a very good thing. And that's why today we just want to focus on value. Do you feel like you value yourself when you're sent somewhere to represent anyone or just to represent the organization? Do you feel like your value, you're doing what you're supposed to do, or you just feel like you're sent there because somebody else was not supposed to be there? Do you feel like you're worth it? You know, it's actually very important. And today on our topic, we're going to focus on imposter syndrome in the workplace. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for the invite. As usual, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
And I am finding this topic, very interesting, and a conversation, a very timely conversation that we need to have. Reason being, I came across this interesting research, and it was talking about that, it was saying that 95% of all people have at one point or another suffered from imposter syndrome. In fact, what really differs is the degree. Someone really felt really like a whole lot, or someone had those feelings lakini sio hivyo sana.
True.
But what I found very interesting and very eye-opening, 95% is a huge lot.
It's a huge number.
It's like saying almost each and every individual. If it's like out of 10 people, 9.5, that's almost everyone. And starting with myself, I have had those feelings, those thoughts of, should I be here, like you're saying? Am I good enough? And maybe we should start with a definition of what imposter syndrome is. Or maybe I should first start by introducing myself.
Agreed. It's actually a very interesting topic. That's why we just want to go and go.
Guys, my name is Alice, the Conscious Life Coach, and I help people navigate life's challenges as well as help them tap into their full potential. And this topic will help us, tap into our full potential even more when we get to realize what is this that is blocking us. So let's start with the definition of what imposter syndrome is. And basically, in simple terms, it's just that feeling of inadequacy that you feel. That feeling of you're not good enough, or your self-doubt, you're doubting your abilities. Your confidence comes down because you're not sure. You're not sure whether you have the ability or the capacity to fulfill a particular maybe task or a role in the workplace, or maybe even out of the workplace.
True.
So it's quite amazing. Like I was even talking about myself. These are feelings that I personally have had, and not once and not twice, and not 3 times. My God, there are random thoughts that I have had to wrestle with, and at some point I started asking myself, where do these thoughts come from?
True.
And I found out that most of our thoughts, these negative thoughts, these feelings of, can I be able to do that? Am I not good enough? I'm feeling like a fraud.
Am I bringing something to the table?
Exactly. I'm feeling like a fraud. Am I bringing something to the table? I've found it's a result of social conditioning, and they're so deeply rooted in us. That's why most of us struggle with it, because we don't even know where it's coming from. And most of the time it comes from our childhood experiences. Let me give an example. If I was the type of a child who wasn't very gifted in school, and probably mi ndo nilikuwa kwa number 1 from nyuma in class, and every time I'd go home I'd be asked, kwani wewe ni mjinga aje, as in how foolish, you can't get anything right, you stupid child, or why aren't you as good as so and so? You're
being compared to another person.
Exactly, comparison syndrome. You're being compared to your big sister, your big brother, the neighbor. True. You're not as pretty as so and so, you're not as clean as So what we grew up thinking is we're always falling short.
Then it becomes your identity.
Exactly. We are always falling short. So what happens is we pick up this thing of protecting ourselves, because I don't want to put myself in that space. Then I get those feelings that I had when I was a child.
True.
So what will I do? Like in my mind, I think I'm protecting myself by cutting this short, by not putting myself out there. Because what if I put myself out there and I fail? What if I go to that boardroom and they see how stupid I am, or how I am? Yeah, it's very sad.
Very
But
true. Like, I'm
thoughts.
actually resonating with it, because you have people, they come to you, like, you see, like, being a HR profession, you actually deal with people. So you actually seeing somebody is coming to you, they really need advice, and you could see there's a potential in them, but because they're suffering from the imposter syndrome, it's very hard for me just to tell them that there's something about you. Don't focus on these negative thing that you actually grew with it, or maybe the trauma response that you're putting in yourself.
Exactly.
You see? So it's actually very important, whatever you're saying.
And I love the way you've put it, because it's a trauma response thinking. When I am putting all those but I can't, I think I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting myself from ridicule, from shame, from failure, from all those negative feelings. But in the real sense, I'm not protecting myself. I am limiting myself.
Yes.
Because unless I take myself to that boardroom, how will I ever be seen? Unless I present that paper, how will they ever know of my capabilities? Unless I apply for that position at work, how will they know that I can be able to take up that role? But most of the time, we think we are protecting ourselves. But really, guys, what we are doing when we are thinking we don't have the right skills or we don't have the right qualifications, what we are really doing is limiting ourselves. And we are limiting ourselves with stories that we told ourselves when we were kids. Back to that example of maybe if I was struggling in school, then then what would happen in the workplace if I find I'm applying for a position and my God, people have master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, na mimi sina, before I even say anything, if I have that imposter syndrome, I'm already taking my mind back to, I don't know how many years ago, when I was in school, when I was feeling everyone else is smarter than me.
And you see what you're saying? I was reading another article, and that guy was saying he's a CEO of a very big organization, but he was telling me there was a time when he was young in their class, so he was the one who's always sharing people. So there was this time people were going in front to be given gifts, and then he was the one clapping for people. Now it got to his time, no one clapped, no one said anything, and then the teacher just told him, go and sit down, and then he felt so bad. So is there something wrong about me that no one has clapped, no one has actually identified that that I'm here, or maybe I'm good enough? And he actually grew up with that thing, that it's like he was never accepted, you see. And it was not about him, it was about this other, because you see, for him, he was clapping for everyone else, he was happy for everyone else, but now no one was happy for him, and now being a very young man, right now he's a grown man, still he had that identity.
The story that he told himself back then is the same story he's telling himself. And that's what we actually do, and it's very unconscious. We never go back and say, but the class 6 niliambiwa mimi ni mjinga, so oh my God, sahi nenda kutuma CV and nakumbuka. We never even think like that.
That is very profound.
Because these memories are stored in our subconscious. But they don't go away, they are stored and they come up. Whenever we put ourselves in a situation, because our brains are naturally wired to protect us.
True.
So whenever you're putting yourself in a situation, your brain will scan. What are the familiar situations you've been in? The last time you were in this kind of situation where maybe you are putting yourself out there, you got embarrassed. Do you want to embarrass yourself again, Alice? No. Don't apply. Don't go for that function. Don't go for that meeting. Don't speak up.
Avoid.
Shush. Exactly. It's that story that we told ourselves. So it's very important, and it's part of what we do to overcome imposter syndrome. To change the story, or even to take time back to self-awareness, to understand what story is this that I'm telling myself. Like, let me give an example. I have a very good friend, and we're having the same conversation, and they were saying self-awareness. They found out every time they're going for a cocktail, and then maybe as they're signing in wakingia, they see Dr. So and so. I don't know Doctor who. Someone has a MBA, MSc, what? By the time they're getting into that room, they're already shrinking themselves.
Yes.
Because they don't have a master's.
Yes.
But really, they're there because they've been rightfully invited.
Yes.
They're there because they have a skill, they have knowledge, they have experience that they can share.
Yeah.
So they're not there out of wishy.
True.
They're rightfully there.
Yeah.
Then we got to talking, and they shared, you know what, I found out one day. I was really curious about this, and I wanted to ask myself, so what is this? Why is it every time but then nikiona people with titles naingiza baridi? And then exactly. And I remember she said, you know what, it took me back to primary school, and it took me back to every time I'd take a report from home. Oh my God, I'd get a lashing. I'd that day I'd be punished. That day I'd be mocked by my brothers. So I realized every time I'm getting into a room, it's like my mind goes back to that. And I always think those people are smarter than me. And I realize when I get in and I'm in that state, I never say anything.
You see, so it's so right now you can just tell us, like, now how do I navigate through imposter syndrome? So I've already identified the way you just told us that now I remember where it came from, because it came from my childhood. It came from maybe somebody else who told me this, maybe my employer, my friends, and it became my identity. So now how can I navigate knowing that I already suffer from imposter syndrome?
Okay. Very good question. Let's use the same example. So she realized, number one, self-awareness, understand where that story is coming from. Because I love saying this, awareness creates room for transformation.
True.
You cannot transform or change anything that you're not even aware of. So the first thing is, let's learn, where did this story come from? So that I can be able to uproot it from the root, because if I cut the branch here, it will grow back. It will be this situation or another situation or another. But if I understand where it's coming from, then I have greater awareness for myself, and I have the chance to change that story. Because I love saying this, everything about our lives, they're stories. They're stories we told ourselves at one point or another.
Agreed.
And if it's a story we told ourselves, we can change the story. Which is what I like calling it the CTT technique. CTT just means change the talk. So most of the time, this story that we are telling ourselves is usually a negative story. I'm not good enough. Like, for example, for her to get into a room and not speak up, it's because she's shrinking herself, and the thoughts or the story that she's had, she's told herself is, I'm not good enough. I'm not deserving to be in this space. I'm not worthy. I'm not smart enough.
The self-doubt is so heavy.
Exactly. And it's just a story that we've told ourselves. So change the story, change the talk. CTT, guys, remember. Okay, feel imposter syndrome. CTT. Change the talk. So if the story is, I'm not good enough, then ask yourself, what if I'm good enough?
You can start doing affirmations.
Exactly. Wonderful. In fact, that will be the next thing. Then the other one, if I'm not deserving, what if I'm deserving? Exactly. You're just changing the talk in your head. And let me tell you guys, changing talk is so powerful, because our mindset is everything. Because your thoughts create your feelings, which then have an impact on your choices and decisions. So, for example, if I have this thought of I'm not good enough, the feeling I'll get when I'm getting into that room is, oh my God, I want to shrink myself because I don't want to be seen. Then I'll be feeling unworthy. I'll be feeling my confidence level, of course.
And it's affecting you, like, all around.
Exactly. My confidence level will go down. Then the choices and the decisions will also be impacted. So let's say I'm in a room and someone has asked a question. I won't speak up, because what if I say the wrong thing?
Yes.
But what if I told myself that I was good enough and I was deserving to be in that space? My feelings would be, I'd be proud of myself.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to be in that space. My choices and decisions will also reflect the same.
True.
I'll have something to share. I mean, I am deserving and worthy.
Yeah.
So I have something to say. I will raise my hand and
The
speak up.
value is there.
Exactly. So guys, CTT. And the way you can do that is like you're saying, affirmations. Affirmations are just statements that you put in a positive way to change the negative talk.
Yes.
I am good enough is an affirmation.
Yeah.
I am smart enough is an affirmation.
Yeah.
I am worthy of all good things is an affirmation. So find out, what are you struggling with in terms of the story that you've told yourself. Then change the talk and then have them positively stated that you can be able to just, you can be able to keep on just saying them. And it's something that I've done for myself.
Yeah.
I've done, oh my God, there are many affirmations. You keep on saying them. At first, they sound fake. Then you keep saying them until you start believing them.
And then it becomes part of you. Now the way the negative was like part of you, taking the bigger part of you, now the positive side start becoming the better part of you. And then from there also you start evaluating, like, is it your environment that is limiting you? Now the way you said your thoughts, so you start evaluating yourself slowly as you're working backwards for you to get to a place whereby the imposter syndrome is no longer controlling you, but you're the one controlling your everything that you want to see, like your outcomes.
Exactly. And the last one is, guys, let's learn to say yes to opportunities. Most of the time we're like, and especially for ladies, I found out, when a job has been posted, like let's say maybe they want 10 qualifications, a lady will look and just check and probably respond to that respond to that post if she has 8 out of 10. A dude will check niko na 3 2 and apply. So guys, let's learn to say yes to opportunities. You've been given a role in the office. Don't start saying, by the way, I don't have the education, I don't have the skills. Say yes, figure it out.
Yeah, true. Because you see, even like me being a HR, we do a lot of interviews, and to be honest, women, when they come for the interview, they always quote less. But for men, they will always quote higher. If you ask them, like, what amount will they love to be paid, men will always quote higher, but for women will always reduce yourself. I don't know why.
That's an interesting conversation. We should have it on another day.
True, because it's a whole topic.
Yes, it is. So let's learn to say yes. When that imposter syndrome is creeping up, when you're feeling like a fraud, say yes. Yes, I can do it. Then figure it out. Ask for help. Go to YouTube and learn. Enroll in something, but just say yes. I mean, if anything, once you put yourself out there, even your mindset changes, because you're now operating on a on a bigger level. Unless you're apart from very different from you kujishrinko. I can't do it. Saying yes is I can do it.
I can do it.
Saying yes is I'm good enough. I believe in myself. Exactly.
Because you see, like, even before we say that about this topic, a friend of mine, she ever called me and she told me, Diana, I've been given this position. I feel like I deserve it. I have everything that it takes for me to do this job, but I don't know why I'm struggling. She's telling me that it got to a point whereby when she stands in the boardroom, she feels like she's not good enough. Even her voice, you can just say a word and you're looking at people and you feel like they're not resonating. Then I told her, you need to start working backwards. Start putting strength to the things that you feel like you have the strength to do it. Don't focus on that space whereby you feel like this one I can't do it. Focus on that which you.
I love that. That's an awesome point. Focus on your strengths. Play on your strengths. At work, you've been given a position. Focus on those strengths. The imposter syndrome is more likely to dissipate when you focus on what you can be able to do, rather than focusing on what you can't be able to do.
Thank you so much for joining us. As we've all had, like, it's just an interesting topic. Like, you can go on and on. The wisdom was just being downloaded, and me myself even have learned, like, like, I need to change my talk, because even at times you get to a place whereby even us that you feel like you really can do it, at times fear checks in, anxiety checks in.
Totally normal. Yes.
So right now, at least even me, I've learned, hope so even you've learned, that we need to change our talk. We need to do that which we are able to do. And again, when it comes to, there's a book I was reading, as we are closing up. There's a book that I was reading that it says that God has given everyone a potential. Like, you know, you have a potential, but it is you to make it grow. You know, now it is your own responsibility. Now we take the responsibility back to you. So it is actually very important for you just to start working backwards and know that which you're supposed to do, that your value and your matter and your opinion matters. So it is very, very important.
Yeah. And for me, the last thing I'd like to say is, guys, if you're feeling, that fear or feeling inadequate, please know it's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with you. Let's get 95% of us have that. So please just work on it. It's totally normal. There is nothing wrong. Just change the talk and change the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching our video. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.